students. Now in this video let us study about the structure of oxides of phosphorus, which comes under the unit P block elements 2. So phosphorus form oxides. That is, phosphorus can combine with oxygen and form phosphorus oxides. Yes. So what are the different types of phosphorus oxides? Phosphorus trioxide, phosphorus tetraoxide, phosphorus pentaoxides. So P2O3, that is phosphorus trioxide. Two phosphorus atoms combine with the three oxygen atoms to form phosphorus trioxide, and two phosphorus atoms combine with four oxygen atoms to form phosphorus tetraoxide, and two phosphorus atoms combine with five oxygen atoms to form phosphorus pentaoxide. Okay. Now this phosphorus trioxide is also called as phosphorus sesquioxide. So what do you mean by this sesquioxide? So any atoms, when it combined with oxygen in the ratio of 2:3, so they are called as sesquioxides. So example for these sesquioxides are like aluminium oxide Al2O3, B2O3, N2O3. So here two aluminium atoms and three oxygen combines together to form aluminium oxide in the 2:3 ratio. B2O3, two boron combined with three oxygen atoms to form boron trioxide. Yes, and here nitrogen trioxide N2O3. Yes, so here two nitrogen atoms combined with three oxygen atoms. And so these all are examples of sesquioxides. So likewise phosphorus also forms a sesquioxide. Okay, so another name for phosphorus trioxide is phosphorus sesquioxide. Right? So now let us study the structure of phosphorus trioxide. Fine. So phosphorus trioxide, we know the formula P2O3. So you just multiply with the 2. So when you multiply with 2, what you get? You get P4O6. 2 into 2, 4, and 3 oxygen. Multiply with the 2, so you get 6 oxygen. So P4O6. So it is a dimer. Okay, dimer of phosphorus trioxide. Dimer of phosphorus trioxide is P4O6. Got it? P4O6 is a dimer of phosphorus trioxide. So now let us study the structure of this dimer P4O6. Okay. So before going to the structure of phosphorus trioxide, let us understand the structure of phosphorus. Sp4. Okay. So this P4 we will just draw the structure here. So it's very simple to draw the structure. Yes. So three phosphorus atoms are there. So just write the three phosphorus atom like this, and the third phosphorus atom don't put just exactly down. So just slightly this side towards the left side, just tilt and you put it. Okay. Then after that, what will you do? You have to join all this. Yes. Very simple. The structure is very simple. Yes. Join. So this is the tetrahedron structure of phosphorus. Okay. Now generally the bond angle for all the molecules is like 107 degree. Okay. But in the case of phosphorus P4, in the case of P4, this bond angle is 60 degree. So because of this reason, an angular strain takes place in this structure of this phosphorus P4. Got it? Yes. So as a result, this phosphorus P4 molecule, they are generally highly reactive. So this is the reason for the high reactiveness of this phosphorus. Okay. So because it is highly reactive, it combines with other atoms and increases reactivity. Okay. Yes. So in order to become stable, so in this case it is very unstable. So in order to become more stable, this phosphorus P4 combined with other atoms like oxygen and they form the compounds. Yes. And its stability is retained there. Fine. So this phosphorus P4 is highly reactive. Yes. So the reason for its reactive is due to this angular strain. Yes. Generally it should be 107 degree angle, but in this case of phosphorus P4 molecule, this angular strain is decreased to 60 degree. So this is the reason for the angular strain, and this angular strain is responsible for its reactiveness, high reactiveness, and also its stability. Okay. Yes. So it's less stable. It is unstable. So in order to retain its stability, it combined with other atoms like oxygen to form for like phosphorus oxides it forms. Yes. Now let us look into the structure of phosphorus trioxide. So the dimer structure we are drawing here P4O6. That means 4 phosphorus atom and 6 oxygen atom combine together to form the dimer. Okay, yes, dimer of phosphorus trioxide. So you should not confuse phosphorus trioxide with P2O3. You just multiply with 2, that gives you the phosphorus P4O6. Okay, that gives you phosphorus trioxide. That is your formula will be written in the dimer form P4O6. Okay, so now let us draw the structure for this P4O6. So 4 phosphorus atom, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now each phosphorus atom, so you can see in the center, yes, you can just combine, link it with oxygen atom. Okay, yes, as you can just link it with oxygen. So you can see it over here, one oxygen here, in between 2 phosphorus, and in between these 2 one oxygen atom, in between these 2 phosphorus and oxygen atom, between these 2 phosphorus and oxygen atom, and between these 2 and oxygen atom, between these 2 oxygen atom. Okay, so in between these 4 phosphorus atom, oxygen atoms are combined. So likewise 6 oxygen atoms should be there. Okay, you can just count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 oxygen atom is being linked with the phosphorus. Okay, now here the bond length. So bond length in this case, bond length is, that is 165.6 picometer. Okay, bond length. So this bond length is comparatively less to the normal bonding of PO is 184. Okay, normal pure bond phosphorus oxygen bond length is 184 picometer, but in this case of phosphorus trioxide, the bond length is 165.6 picometer. Okay, yes. So because of this reason, what happens? A pi d pi bonding is established here. Fine. So because the bond length is less, comparatively less, that is 165.6 picometer compared to that of the normal bond length of 184 picometer. Yes. So because of this reason, a pi d pi bonding is existing in the case of phosphorus trioxide. Okay. Now in this pi d pi bonding, the empty or the vacant d orbital of phosphorus and the p orbital of oxygen undergo overlapping, and as a result this pi d pi bonding is existing in the phosphorus trioxide. Okay, now when we look into the structure, how many PO bonds or sigma bonds? So this phosphorus oxygen bond, so this can be also called a sigma bond, or simply you can just tell PO bond. So how many bonds are there? 12 bonds. So you can just count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so the PO bonds, how many bonds are there? PO bonds or sigma bonds? 12 bonds. Now let us count the POP bond. POP, phosphorus oxygen phosphorus bond. So how many phosphorus oxygen phosphorus bond? POP bond 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So phosphorus POP bond is 6 bonds. Okay. Now let us calculate the lone pairs. So how do we calculate the lone pairs? So each atom in the compound, that is oxygen atom and phosphorus atom, we should make it into octet. Okay. So now in the case of this oxygen, say bond, I said already, a bond containing 2 electrons. So how many bonds are existing between oxygen? There's 2 bond here and 2 bond here. So how many? 4 electrons. Yes. So remaining, in order to get a octet, it requires another 4 electrons. So that 4 electrons is written here as lone pairs. Okay. So now in the case of oxygen octet, so two pairs of 2 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs. Okay. So now octet is satisfied in the case of oxygen. Yes. So likewise here also 2 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs. So likewise 4 electrons are lone pair. Yes. So likewise there are 6 oxygen atoms. Each oxygen atom is having 2 pairs of lone pairs. Okay. So that will likewise 12 lone pairs are there in the case of oxygen. Now in the case of phosphorus also we have to make it into octet. So here this bond is having 2 electrons, this bond also having 2 electrons, this bond also having 2 electrons. So 6 electrons are present here. So remaining for octet, how many electrons are left over? 2 electrons. So that 2 electrons act as a lone pair. So likewise 4 phosphorus atoms are there. So each phosphorus atom consists of two two electrons, that is a pair of lone pair of electrons is present in the case of phosphorus. So likewise 4 phosphorus is there, so 4 lone pairs are there. So 12 plus 4, so 16 lone pairs of electrons are seen in the case of phosphorus trioxide. Okay, now the bond angle between this bond angle, yes, phosphorus oxygen phosphorus is bond angle is 127 degree. 127 degree. Fine. So that's it all about your structure of phosphorus trioxide. Now let us see the structure of phosphorus pentaoxide. So phosphorus pentaoxide is 2 phosphorus atom combined with 5 oxygen atom to give phosphorus pentaoxide. 5 means penta. Okay. So phosphorus pentaoxide. So you just multiply by 2. This formula you just multiply by 2, you get P4O10. So this is a dimer. It is a dimer. Dimer means what? 2. Okay, 2 monomers are dimers. So 2 molecules of phosphorus pentaoxide. So that is your dimer P4O10. Okay. So P2O5 you just multiply by 2. So that gives you P4O10. It's a dimer. Okay. Now let us see the structure of this phosphorus dimer. This is also similar to that of the phosphorus trioxide. The same structure, you require additional terminal coordinate bonds is to be represented there. That's it. Okay. So now let us draw the structure. So 4 phosphorus atoms are there. So let me draw that 4 phosphorus atom. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now the 4th phosphorus atom, I am not putting it over here. I am just putting to a bit left side. Okay. Now what I am doing? I am just joining. Okay. I am joining the oxygen bonds here. Okay. So one oxygen bond is existing over here. Similarly, here also one oxygen bond is existing. Yes, one oxygen is being added here. So likewise here also one oxygen is added here. Okay. Now likewise here also one oxygen is added in between the 2 phosphorus atom. Now even this phosphorus atom also joined with one oxygen atom. Now this is also joined with another oxygen atom. Yes. Fine. So now it is the structure similar to that of phosphorus trioxide. Okay. Yes. So otherwise you can also draw it like this also. This also will not go wrong. Like this tetrahedral. So this is a tetrahedral structure. Okay. So in this tetrahedral structure only this oxygen atom will be present around the, in between the 2 phosphorus atom, one oxygen atom should be there. Okay. So this is structure for phosphorus trioxide. Now we want the structure for phosphorus pentaoxide. Okay. So how many oxygen atoms? There should be 10 oxygen atoms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 oxygen atom is there. So another 4 oxygen atoms should be required. So I just put a coordinate bond over here. Yes. To all the phosphorus atom, I just put a double bond O. So this is the structure of phosphorus pentaoxide. So now the bond length between phosphorus and oxygen, that is sigma bond length. Okay. So here the bond angle, that is the bond angle between oxygen, phosphorus, oxygen. Okay. So OPO. So this bond angle is 102 degree, and the bond angle between phosphorus, oxygen, phosphorus. So this bond angle is 128 degree. And the bond length, that is sigma bond or the PO bond, phosphorus oxygen bond, is 163 picometer, and the bond length of the coordinate bond exists between phosphorus double bond O. So this bond length is 143 picometer. So in this case, the bond phosphorus oxygen bond, that is sigma bond, is 163. So which is less than that of the normal phosphorus oxygen bond, that is 184 picometer. Okay. So because of this reason, what happens? A P pi D pi bonding is existing in this phosphorus pentaoxide. Now what is the reason for this P pi D pi bonding? So phosphorus empty d orbital and oxygen's p orbital undergo overlapping and they form P pi D pi sigma bonding. Okay, so it is of this reason the bond angle has decreased from the normal level of 184 normal level to that of the 163 picometer. Okay, so in the phosphorus penta, the bond length of phosphorus oxygen bond length is 163. Yes, so this is due to a P pi D pi bonding existing in this P4O10. Okay, so here the empty d orbital of the phosphorus and the p orbital of the oxygen undergo overlapping, and as a result P pi D pi bonding is formed in the case of phosphorus pentaoxide. Okay, and the bond length of the coordinate bond here is 143 picometer. Yes, so likewise 10 oxygen atom can be seen here. Yes, and even if you don't write the lone phase also, it will not go wrong. Yes, so this much, these bonds all should be represented properly, clearly. Yes, in the case of a phosphorus pentaoxide. Okay, so that's it all about your structure of phosphorus pentaoxide. Hope you understood. Thank you.